I'm working on a lot of stuff right now.
As a very assertive and very confident person.
Well, self-doubt fear is lack of knowledge.
Yo, hi, my name is Michael Abraham.
I'm Diamanda.
I'm Kid today.
I'm Jono.
My name is Laura Smith.
My name is Paratos.
I'm Shuko Konjo.
My name is Austin Jemfi.
My name is John Paul.
I'm Cece.
Formerly known as CP Soldier.
Hello, my name is Joshua Elijah Akaramioka.
You know, I feel like ego is something I still deal with today, and self-doubt. I don't think it ever goes away, but I feel like it's something you can actually just work on in a gradual sense. And for me, it's been something I've always struggled with. It's being self-confident. And I feel like stuff like good clothing, the right friends, just being positive, just doing things you like on a regular basis kind of helps with that.
Just seeing the women in the industry and how they're being treated, I feel like that was the reason that it kind of motivated me to become like this very assertive and very confident person. And I feel like it's definitely built me up to be like a stronger person.
No one was really on the same shit as I was on, and then I knew that I needed to get to London to sort of pursue what I'm doing now, and I would say to get over the self-doubt and sort of, it was the realisation that I had to get out of where I was to prosper type thing.
So I think in terms of my ego, it would actually limit me from working with other people, I'd say, because maybe I'd say, yeah, like their work is just too great for me. But then I end up over the years working and like putting my own concepts and ideas out there.
I think it's very easy to get distracted by trends that come along. I think that's like something that a lot of artists feel like you sort of see something that's blowing up and you're like, oh, like maybe I should jump on this. And I think recently I've discovered that like that's just not the way to go, because at the end of the day, if you're making the music you love, then eventually it's going to come around and become trendy, and I'd rather be the trendsetter than someone following trends.
I guess self-doubt and like the ego is like a constant battle, you know what I mean? Like it's not just one thing that you overcome like for one moment or a day. I honestly feel like it's a constant battle. And in terms of self-doubt, I guess it's like a story of every artist in the sense of like not feeling like your work is finished to the level of where you want to share it or put it out.
Yeah, so ego has probably been a reoccurring theme in my life for the past, a few years to like a decade. I think when I was younger, I was really self-confident, but people told me that, so. It started becoming like an internalized issue of like, oh shit, am I not actually as good or smart or, into the things that I'm actually into. So it has been like a battle of trying to not only balance what I see as like my strengths and my weaknesses, but also like the internalized like hatred of, oh,
It's a realization that you kind of need to drown out the noise around you before like you sink in it. But the steps I'm like taking towards it, I'd say, I don't know, just believing I can do it.
I'll be real, it stops you communicating with people. Right, so what I mean by that is when you don't necessarily doubt your value in a room, you don't speak up. So my thing at the moment is, if I see someone and I want to like ask questions, you know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, you don't know anything.
Making it personal would be like, it made me put a filter on who I am. Like I wasn't really showing like my natural reaction, or like I was keeping quite close to myself, keep things quite like low key and shit. But can't lie, I just had to believe in yourself, believe in your message, believe in what you're doing.
Being afraid to actually release things and being afraid to actually show it to people. And the reasons why I'll be afraid is because I'd be afraid that it's it's not perfect and that it's not ready to be seen by the world. So right now I've started to just accept that sometimes things will never be perfect, and sometimes you can actually overdo something, you can actually over complete work. So now I usually just release something, I'll be like 95% done or like 80% done and release it and just accept the imperfections. Because sometimes if I keep pushing and keep pushing and keep pushing with it, you take it so far to a point at which like it's grotesque in its perfection.
So self-doubt and fear is lack of knowledge. You know, so if you actually go out there, find that knowledge, you know, be curious, you know, find that out for yourself. You know, Adam and Eve, they ate from the tree of knowledge. That's a little bit picked out, you know.